Not long ago, a friend of mine said something that stayed with me ever since. We were sitting at a quiet cafe, the kind with soft lighting and the comforting scent of coffee, and after a long pause, she looked down at her hands, almost as if ashamed, and whispered, "You know, I used to feel so on fire for God. I used to wake up early just to pray, to spend time in His Word, to dream bold dreams about what He could do through me. I truly believed He would use me in mighty ways. But now, I'm just tired, so incredibly tired. I don't even know where that fire went. Maybe I blew it. Maybe it's gone for good." Her voice cracked on that last sentence, and her eyes welled up with unshed tears. And if I'm honest, as I listened to her, I saw a reflection of myself in her words. I saw my own moments of doubt, my own periods of spiritual dryness. Have you ever felt that too? That maybe the fire you once had, that burning passion, the clear calling, the vibrant joy, the unwavering faith, the excitement of serving God, is now just embers, barely glowing, hidden and buried under layers of ash. Ashes of disappointment from unanswered prayers, ashes of burnout from trying to do too much, ashes of distraction from the constant noise of the world, or even the ashes of hurt from other people. If that's you, if you feel that flicker, that quiet ache, that longing for what once was, then this video is for you. We're not here to scold you. We're not here to pressure you or tell you what you should be doing, but to remind you of this profound, life-giving truth. The fire God placed in you is still there. It might be faint, it might be hidden, it might be covered, but it's not gone. And God Himself, the one who lit that spark in the first place, the one who fanned it into a flame, knows exactly how to bring it back to life. He knows your heart, and He knows the way back to that fervent spirit. When the fire seems to have gone out, the first thing we often feel is guilt and shame. We think, "I failed. I'm not strong enough. I've lost my faith." But in reality, the very feelings you are experiencing right now are clear signs that the fire is still there. These are not indicators of your failure. They are a sign that your spirit is still alive and yearns to return to life. Think about it, your tears. If you cry because you feel distant from God or grieve for the fire that once was, these are not tears of defeat. These are tears of longing, proof that your heart still remembers the warmth of His presence. It's like homesickness. You miss it because you know what it should be, memories of past faith. If your memory still holds vivid recollections of those times when you burned for God, when prayer came easily and His Word was living bread, this isn't just the past. It's like a lighthouse in the fog, showing you where you can return. Your spirit remembers that path, the desire to return. Perhaps you are watching this video precisely because there is a quiet but persistent desire within you. I want that back. I want to burn again. This desire, this yearning for God, it's not your idea. It's His Spirit still whispering in your heart, igniting that longing. It's not you searching for Him. It's Him calling you back. Internal pain from drifting away from God. If it hurts you to feel distant from Him, it indicates that the connection hasn't been completely severed. If you were completely indifferent, there would be no pain. This pain is an alarm signal, calling you to the source of healing. Imagine an ember that seems to be out. It's covered with a layer of gray ash, and if you touch it, it will feel cold. But if you gently blow on it or brush away the ash, you'll see a tiny red glow inside. That's the fire, just waiting for air. It hasn't disappeared, it's just hidden. It's the same with many of us. We seem to be extinguished, but inside us, there's a fire just waiting for His breath, waiting for the ash to be removed so it can flare up again. These aren't just our feelings. This is a deep biblical truth. God knows how to rekindle what the world, or we ourselves, try to extinguish. He is the master of restoration. Think of Timothy, the young disciple of the Apostle Paul. In 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 6, Paul writes these incredible words to him. "Fan into flame the gift of God, which is in you through the laying on of my hands." This wasn't a rebuke. Paul wasn't saying, "Timothy, you lost the fire, you're a failure." On the contrary, he was reminding Timothy that the gift of God was still in him. Perhaps Timothy was shy, perhaps he was tired from the difficulties of ministry. But Paul knew that God doesn't take back His gifts. He was simply encouraging Timothy to fan them, to give them oxygen again, to activate them. Or consider the story of the prophet Elijah. This was one of the most powerful prophets of Israel. who called down fire from heaven and challenged hundreds of false prophets of Baal. But after that great victory, he suddenly fell into deep depression, exhausted to the point of wanting to die, fled into the wilderness, and pleaded with God. "I have had enough, Lord. Take my life." He wanted to die. He felt like a complete failure. His fire had gone out. But what did God do? He didn't scold Elijah. He didn't criticize him. Instead, he sent an angel who gave him food and rest. Then God met him not in a whirlwind or an earthquake, but in a still, small voice. He gave Elijah a new task, a new commission, a new purpose. These stories show us a profound truth. God does not abandon us, even when we have stopped, when we are weary, when our fire seems to be out. His plans for us are not canceled because of our fatigue or disappointment. He does not condemn us, but desires to restore us. He knows how to gently nurture that flickering ember so that it bursts into a bright flame again. Your worth and His plan for your life do not depend on the intensity of your burning at any given moment. They depend on His faithfulness. Now I invite you to bow your head or simply close your eyes, if you are comfortable. Let these words become your own cry to God. Lord, my God, I feel empty. I feel distant. My fervor has died down. My joy has dimmed. Sometimes it's hard for me to even remember what it felt like to burn for you. I feel tired, disappointed, and ashamed that my fire has become so faint, a barely smoldering ember. I was afraid to admit this, afraid that you were disappointed in me. But you see my heart. You see that tiny spark that is still within, even beneath the ashes of weariness and doubt. I beg you, Lord, breathe on this ember inside me. Breathe your spirit, your life, your fire. Let your breath scatter the ashes that cover my heart. Restore my thirst for you, my desire to serve, my joy in your presence. Fill me again with the passion you gave me from the very beginning. Fan into flame this gift of God that you placed in me. I trust in you, my God. You placed this fire in me, and you are the only one who can restore it and rekindle it. I surrender my weariness, my disappointments, my shame to you. I open my heart for your renewal. Let your spirit blaze brightly within me once again. Thank you that you never abandon me and always desire to restore. In the name of Jesus Christ, amen. Prayer is the first and most important step. But what can we do in our daily lives to feed this fire, to give it space to grow? Here are a few practical steps that will help you reconnect with that divine flame within you. Turn off the noise. The modern world is saturated with noise. This can be a constant stream of negative news, an endless social media feed that triggers comparison and feelings of inadequacy, an excessive number of commitments that lead to burnout. All of this suffocates our spirit, exhausting it. Imagine your inner fire is a candle, and all this noise is a strong wind trying to put it out. Deliberately reduce the influence of what extinguishes your spirit. This might mean cutting back on certain news, limiting social media time, setting boundaries at work to allow for rest. Give your fire a quiet space to breathe. Return to the basics. Sometimes we complicate our faith. We think we need complex spiritual practices to rekindle the fire. But in reality, the greatest fires start from small sparks. Return to the simple, basic things. Even a short reading of one psalm in the morning, or a 5-minute prayer where you simply thank God for something, can be the spark that ignites the flame again. It's like a tree sending its roots deep into the earth to draw life-giving energy. Quiet, daily moments with God are your roots. Reconnect with your why. What inspired you at the beginning of your journey with God? What was your first love for Him? What dreams did He place in your heart? Perhaps it was a desire to serve, or to bring joy to others, or simply to know Him more deeply. Remember what moved you then. Try writing it down. This why hasn't died. It's just hidden beneath layers of daily life. Returning to that original purpose can give you new perspective and energy. It's like remembering why you wanted to become a musician in the first place. When daily practice starts to feel like a burden, surround yourself with heat. Fire needs fuel and heat. So does our spiritual fire. Surround yourself with a community of believers, people who are on fire for God, who inspire you, not exhaust you. Listen to podcasts that nourish your faith, watch sermons that warm your heart, listen to prayers that lift your spirit. Avoid those who mock your faith or drag you down. Seek out people who are not afraid to talk about God, about His goodness, about His power. It's like adding logs to a campfire and being near other campfires so your own flame doesn't die out. Remember, God doesn't demand that you rekindle this fire on your own. He gives you His Spirit and these tools so you can cooperate with Him in your restoration. My dear friend, listen closely to me. Your fire is not dead. It is merely hidden, perhaps smoldering, perhaps barely visible. But it is there because it is a fire that God Himself placed in your heart. It doesn't disappear. God never demanded that you burn alone, by your own strength, burning out completely. On the contrary, He knows we are weak. That is why His Spirit breathes on you. He is the wind that fans the smallest spark into a flame. He is the never-ending source that never dries up. You are not a failure because you feel tired or discouraged. You haven't failed in your faith. You are a flame waiting to be reignited. Allow God to do this. Allow Him to remove the ash. Allow His Spirit to fill you again. Know that He believes in you. He does not give up on His children. If this message has touched your heart, if you feel that spark within you beginning to smolder again, please subscribe to this channel. We are here to continue feeding this fire together, sharing God's truth and support. Like this video, so it can reach more of those who need this reminder. And share it with friends who may be struggling with the same thing right now. May your fire shine brightly again. Remember, He is in you, and He will never fully go out. See you in the next video.